Why are you still sick? The Buddhist path to healing without drugs or stress. Why do I keep getting sick? Even when I eat well, take medicine, and try to think positively. This is the silent question that echoes in many people's hearts when illness becomes a constant part of their daily lives. Sometimes it's not just one illness. It's a relentless series of ailments, one after another, wearing down the body, numbing the spirit, and gradually breaking the will to keep trying. You go from one hospital to another, from one doctor to another, from one medication to the next, and still no relief. And then one day you ask yourself, is this my bad karma? Am I cursed? Is there no way to heal? But Buddhism, with its deepest compassion and wisdom, offers a very different perspective. Illness is not a punishment. It is not a curse from God. It is a message that whispers, sometimes gently, sometimes painfully, live differently. Illness is not a curse. The Buddha never said you are sick because you are bad. Instead, he pointed to something much subtler and deeper. In the Anguttara Nikaya, the numerical discourses, the Buddha said, there are two types of illness: physical illness and mental illness. There are those who may not experience physical illness for 1 year, 2 years, or even 100 years. But those who do not experience mental illness, even for a moment, are extremely rare. This is not just a philosophical statement, it's a wake-up call. We live in an era where physical illness is diagnosed through test results, yet emotional and mental suffering is often ignored until it starts manifesting physically. Have you ever noticed how anxiety tightens your chest? How resentment causes headaches? How sorrow stops your digestive system from working? How chronic stress leads to ulcers or heart disease? These are not metaphors. They are the everyday reality of modern life. And they point to a deep insight from Buddhism. The body and the mind are not separate. They reflect each other. They suffer together. They heal together. A generation of silent illness. Stop for a moment and look around. We have cleaner food, better hospitals, easier access to medicine than ever before in human history. But more people are suffering from chronic illnesses. More people are depressed. More people lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling, exhausted, not knowing why they feel so tired all the time. At 30, some people are diagnosed with autoimmune disorders. At 40, some people lose the ability to sleep. At 50, many people walk around with hearts full of silent sadness, even though their test results are normal. Why? Because we live in a culture that values the body but starves the soul. We apply skin cream but never speak kindly to ourselves. We go to the gym but never forgive our past mistakes. We buy organic food but feed our minds with criticism, comparison, envy, and regret. In this way, illness becomes a mirror. It shows us what we have been neglecting. Your illness is a mirror. Here is the fundamental shift in perspective that Buddhism offers. You don't have to wait for your illness to go away in order to live in peace. You just need a heart big enough to make peace with your illness. Imagine that. You don't need to be healed to be free. You just need to stop fighting with yourself. This does not mean giving up. It means waking up. Every symptom, whether it's pain, panic, or a diagnosis, is a message from your body asking, can we live differently? Can we let go of that bitterness? Can we stop chasing things that don't matter? Can we rest? Your illness is a mirror. Here is the fundamental shift in perspective that Buddhism offers. You don't have to wait for your illness to go away in order to live in peace. You just need a heart big enough to make peace with your illness. Imagine that. You don't need to be healed to be free. You just need to stop fighting with yourself. This does not mean giving up. It means waking up. Every symptom, whether it's pain, panic, or a diagnosis, is a message from your body asking, Can we live differently? Can we let go of that bitterness? Can we stop chasing things that don't matter? Can we rest? A true story. I did heal my illness, I healed my fear. Let me tell you the story of Alina. At 27, Alina was diagnosed with lupus, a disease that caused excruciating joint pain, swollen face, and weakened muscles. The pain felt like being pierced by hundreds of tiny needles every day. At first, she fought the illness with medication, a strict diet, and endless Google searches. Then one day, she stopped. Instead, she began to listen. She ate simply. She meditated every morning. She watched spiritual talks in the evenings. She said, "I still have lupus, but I am no longer afraid, and for me that is healing." This is what Buddhism calls spiritual liberation. When you stop fearing pain, the pain loses its power over you. Karma is not fate, it's the ground you plant. Let's address this tricky question. Many people, especially in spiritual communities, often ask, "Am I sick because of bad karma?" This is a delicate question. The Buddha taught that karma is not a punishment. It is the natural unfolding of cause and effect. But most importantly, he emphasized this. Between past karma, seeds, and future karma, fruit, there is a powerful space. The present moment. And in the present, you can choose new thoughts. You can cultivate new actions. You can water different seeds. Your illness may be part of past karma, but your response to it is the present karma. If you face illness with despair, you will sow more suffering. If you face it with awareness, compassion, and a willingness to change, you will begin the journey of transformation. Let's return to the opening question of this video. Why do I keep getting sick? Perhaps, just perhaps. It is not a punishment. It is a sacred invitation to stop, to breathe, to care for yourself in a way you never have before, to awaken. There is a Zen saying, "Obstacles are the path." Your illness may be the very path. The unexpected guide leads you inward to the temple of your own being. And when you enter that temple, it is not to fix yourself, but to understand yourself. That is where the real healing begins. This video marks the beginning of your healing journey. If you found this content useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on the upcoming parts.